So heading into the new arc, one of the things that excites me most about this upcoming new arc in the Dragon Ball Super Manga by Toyotaro and Toriyama is the fact that there are a group of characters you could argue are on the same playing field in terms of their raw power reserves. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that they're all at similar levels of power, but they are somewhat on par. Of course, the Dragon Ball Super story has predominantly followed Goku and Vegeta, who have gone through the God forms and eventually attained the Ultra forms, which are basically heightened God states, I guess you could say, that come with techniques, etc. However, despite this colossal increase in raw power, they seemingly have been caught by numerous characters as of the superhero arc. Not only were they one-shotted in the Granola arc by Black Frieza, who also one-shotted Zombie Gas, who was also stronger than them at that current time. Of course, he's dead. Granola, is he still alive? Let me know down in the comment section if you think he's still knocking about. But also as a superhero, there's the Gammas to take into account. Does Piccolo know about Goku and Vegeta's power after the Granola arc? That's a big question at the moment. Once again, let me know down in the comment section. And then of course, there's the ones that are a bit more solid in terms of their substantiability. Is that even a word? It is now. In the superhero movie and the superhero adaptation, which really didn't change much, what we saw was Orange Piccolo one-shot these Gamma androids and show a clear defining difference. You could argue that the difference between Orange Piccolo and the Gammas was just as clear of a difference between Black Frieza and the True Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta on Granola Planet Cereal. The fandom loves to put forward one-shot scenarios, which is very rarely the case in Dragon Ball, but recently we've actually got some genuine one-shotters. But depending on where the Gammas lie in terms of Goku and Vegeta, we know they scale along a version of Goku and Vegeta. Some would argue that it's blue forms from the Moro arc, as that's what we can definitely say Piccolo has definitely seen. Some believe it's Ultra Instinct Goku from the Moro arc. Some argue that Piccolo could potentially have sensed the likes of Gas's power or Frieza's power whilst in Universe 7 and may actually have some idea of that level of power, so he could have been comparing the Gammas to that kind of power. I'm not giving an answer on what I think here, guys. Let me know down in the comment section. Like I said, Piccolo one-shotted them and essentially achieved the same similar sort of feat that Frieza did to Goku and Vegeta on Cereal, like I said. But of course, Orange Piccolo, despite his new power, was handily defeated by an incomplete Cell Max, a one-armed incomplete Cell Max, who was essentially defeated by Gohan Beast. Now, you could argue Gohan Beast struggled more in the manga adaptation with the beam struggle against Cell Max than he did in the movie, but he ultimately still won and overpowered an incomplete Cell Max. You could also argue Cell Max was undergoing a lot of distractions as well as the other Z Warriors, do we even call them that anymore, or Super Warriors. Goten, Trunks, 18, Krillin, Gamma, and Orange Piccolo were all popping off on Cell Max as he was trying to enter that beam struggle with Gohan, so that's definitely worthy of a discussion. Still, Gohan Beast is portrayed as stronger than Cell Max, and obviously with the latest chapter, chapter 101 of Dragon Ball Super, even Goku and Vegeta were questioning whether Gohan Beast had surpassed them. Now, of course, we haven't seen the fruition of them finding out about Orange Piccolo yet. We don't know a lot about Orange Piccolo's form, but based on what Toriyama stated in the movies about the orange form, he stated that Orange Piccolo, with his new transformation, had gained power on par with Goku and Vegeta. Now, on par usually means roundabout, circa that amount. He could be a little bit weaker, he could be a little bit stronger. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. But ultimately, he is on that playing field in terms of his raw power reserves, as per the author of the series himself, Toriyama, from the pen of Toriyama. Now, has that translated into the manga? We don't truly know yet, but I highly doubt that it will not. I believe that Orange Piccolo has been put there for a reason, because the new arc and the events that will unfold in this new arc will likely require all of these warriors to fight against some new enemy, or potentially Black Frieza as well. And Piccolo seems to have been brought back to the table. In chapter 101, Vegeta talked about the chance that Gohan Beast had surpassed him and Goku, and used Bulma as the person that told him. Obviously, Bulma cannot sense ki. she cannot evaluate a warrior's power, but she may have heard it from somebody like Piccolo. Piccolo would have been able to make that comparison, and you can argue Piccolo might not be able to sense God Ki or this higher level of God Ki that you get with the Ultra forms, but he was able to sense some of their opponents. For example, he would have been able to sense Jiren if he has normal Ki, as well as Moro. He could definitely sense Moro's power until he got to Angel Moro, I guess. But ultimately, Bulma wouldn't have made those comments without being told them because, as we know, she cannot sense Ki, and Vegeta wouldn't have taken it seriously if Bulma had just stated it. Obviously, them sensing Gohan's Ki on Beerus' planet and the way they reacted to it seems to suggest to me that Gohan's power is serious. But Piccolo's is serious as well, whilst not to the same degree as Gohan's power. Now, I believe when they do eventually cover Gohan's and Piccolo's power in reference to Ultra Instinct Goku's power, and this is a new arc version, remember, because Toriyama's comments were referring to a superhero version of Orange Piccolo in relation to Ultra Goku and Vegeta. I believe Piccolo's power will be on par with Goku's as well. I do not think they'll change it. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comment section if you think I will be wrong. I'm fine with you disagreeing, guys. I've always been fine with you disagreeing. I just want to know what you've got to say on the matter in the comment section. But Piccolo would still lose to Goku. Now, what I've started to realize is that the God forms are getting incredibly underrated because essentially what they've been is a precursor to the Ultra forms that are package transformations. They don't just give you a power up like a regular Super Saiyan transformation or even a Super Saiyan Blue transformation. If you remember, Beerus referred to it as just a mere power up and said that it wouldn't be enough to beat him. The Ultra forms give you something else. In Goku's case with Ultra Instinct, it gives you mastery of self movement, speed hacks, dodge hacks, critical hit hacks. It allows you to exploit openings. It's a martial arts form, essentially, that also powers you up. We don't know enough about Piccolo's form as to what it gives Piccolo, other than the fact it's just a power-up. It seems to be just a power-up and not even a God Ki power-up, even though, you know, I've got my fingers crossed it has something to do with Zalama. But as of this date, based on the superhero movie, based on the superhero manga adaptation, it seems to be just a mere power-up that Shenron found a way to grant him, and it obviously has something to do with Namekian lore, which I'm actually quite excited to find out about. So as of this date, it could very well be on par with a new arc, Ultra Instinct Goku. Goku will likely probably still be using True Ultra Instinct at this point because he's struggling to get deeper into the state of his Silverhead Ultra Instinct, but he can tap into it and use it as a last resort. Even if these two fought off, even if their power was on par, even if Piccolo's was slightly above Goku's, Goku has a lot of advantages in this fight. His Ultra Instinct allows him to have a speed advantage. He would constantly be popping off on Piccolo because of his level of movement. That's what Ultra Instinct gains you, is superior movement, and he would be exploiting openings, just like he did against Jiren in the Tournament of Power. You could argue Jiren had a power advantage, a raw power advantage over Goku in the Tournament of Power, but Goku's speed hacks, dodge hacks, and exploitations of openings allowed him to really do damage to a stronger character. So Piccolo is on the same level as Ultra Instinct Goku, given the advancements since then with Ultra Instincts, with him training with Meirus, with him training with Whis before the events on Granola, with his true Ultra Instinct form, which he can put his emotions to the works to allow him to actually gain power during battle. Goku simply wins this fight. For all we know with Orange Piccolo, he gets up to that level of power and then he tires down. He did well against Cell Max, but Cell Max was a mindless monster who couldn't fight. Piccolo was landing on him, but he ultimately got defeated. Goku's a completely different kettle of fish. He's a martial arts master, and whilst Piccolo is one as well, I guess you could say. Now, while Cell was more powerful, but ultimately mindless and not particularly a good fighter, so it was easy to land on him, Piccolo has demonstrated in the past that even when being weaker, he is strategic and tactical enough to land on stronger opponents. And of course, he's quite a hacked being a Namekian, possessing low-tier magic, regeneration, and giganticism. We saw him use his tactical noose against Frost in the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 Champa Arc tournament, where he held his own against a stronger character. Whilst he's had the odd moment of being caught lacking, like against Dabra in the Buu Arc, and obviously against that insect thing in the Tournament of Power, who can forget his battle against Android 17 in the Android Saga? One of the best fights you'll see in Dragon Ball, period. The problem is, Goku's seen all of this before. If they're both at the same level, with his Ultra form, he just has a complete advantage, and this fight isn't fair based on all the information we have to date. Of course, I'm hoping when Piccolo unveils his orange form, when he reveals the lore about his orange form, it comes with some sort of techniques and abilities as well. We just didn't see it in the superhero adaptations. And of course, unlike the Ultra forms that now we know can get stronger whilst fighting, for all we know with Piccolo, even once he's reached that power like a typical transformation, his power then starts to dip as time goes on. He would literally have to find a way to outlast Goku so that his accuracy starts to drop, but I don't think he'll get that far. So guys, I have no problem with people putting Piccolo on ultra levels of Goku and Vegeta's power, but I still think he loses to them. And I think Piccolo's been put at that level of power for a reason, so whatever development he goes through in the new arc will allow him to be competitive against whoever the new antagonist is, or antagonists. Anyway guys, that's my thought on the matter. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I look forward to reading them. This is an exciting time to be a Dragon Ball fan, guys. 2024, new arc, Dragon Ball Daima, Dragon Ball Sparking Blast. Who knows what will get announced for 2025. Lots of Dragon Ball content coming. Make sure you subscribe, smash a like on the video. Until next time, Ad Astra.